What is this? A new Korean just pwning SCW? Well, let's check out some of his games, shall we? Alright, jumping into the first game of the 3 games that I have randomly selected to cast. Completely random, no bias in these replay selections. But let's check out White and Black, the new Korean on the scene. This is his first season, I believe, and his account, at least this is the first time his account has been played. This isn't Gold SUV, this is not JH, this is another Korean who has made his way onto the SCW map and has decided to just dominate it. Currently at the #1 spot by about 600 points or something. Jose is second right now, Mr. Jose, and he's going to go for a mid build. Jose crying about abuser when he is arguably the biggest abuser in the league. And hopefully he gets smited pretty hard this game. We do have a PVZ, and he's not going to get the first scouting location, so that will be good for White and Black. And Jose going to go up for a 3-gate mid build. Very aggressive stuff here for our non-Korean player. I don't know what he is. I believe he is a Mexicano. I still have not checked. Could be a Peruvian, but I'm not sure. Still not going to scout him. I don't believe he saw that Overlord, but he is finally on the 3rd location going to locate the Zerg player right as he was sending a second probe out to make sure that he can find him. Now, this is going to be troublesome for White and Black. He is going to be scouted fairly early, and he is going to be facing a lot of pressure. Jose pulling 2 more probes, so he's going to have 4 probes and 3 zealots here soon. He does need to throw down another pylon at some point. We'll see if he's going to throw down that 3rd pylon up here to try to block the Sunkens or not. First drone is going to get down in here, not going to get touched by the drones yet. Here we do now see the battle. The 4 drones have been pulled. 2 of them do get down though somehow. That is not easy to do. Right in the nick of time. That is going to make sure that he is probably going to stay alive. He is able to get 3 Sunkens down. Very nicely done. That is something that looks really easy, but that is not an easy thing to do, to get those Sunkens down while you're getting harassed. If they are delayed even 1 second longer, you can see how much trouble this can possibly be for him. He is just going to be massing Zerglings right now, doing his best to stay alive here. A couple of probes do get by. These Zerglings are going to stop the Zealots from getting by, though. And yeah, this is going to secure himself into the early game. Going to definitely not die, and Jose is just going to leave like a little crybaby, not even going to try to play it out. Yeah, White and Black must have just crushed his spirits earlier or something, because Jose, no confidence at all, hardly took any damage, hardly took any losses. He's still in a completely comfortable position, but he's just going to give it up like the little baby he is. And yeah, we'll jump into game number 2. Hopefully someone else can put up a better fight than Jose, am I right? Alright, I'll see you guys in game 2. Alright, we're jumping into it. Game number 2. This is the matchup that we've all been waiting for. I will probably be casting most of these 2 guys' games that they play this season, because these are 2 of the top players by far. And yeah, they tend to switch it up more so than the non-Korean players. We can even see that interesting pylon position right here. Not at the choke, not in the mid, not close to his thing, right? There's something a little bit different. The Koreans like to experiment a lot more. Black and White are going to be the Terran here, and he's going to go for a barracks first. So there you go. Just 2 things that you don't see every single day. These Koreans bring the heat. Gonna get a gateway down right away. And yeah, so far everything besides the placement and order is looking fairly standard. Nothing too aggressive yet. Going to be the second. Ooh, best of 5. White and Black is 2-0 right now. kind of giving them some spoilers there, white and black. Try not to spoil too much here, bruh. TT3 best of 3. Well, you probably lost already if you're down 0-2 there, buddy. Gonna have a third gateway down here, going for a 3 gate and the second pylon over here. He is going to do the JH barrack split, so this is a real thing that it's definitely really helpful. Koreans have played millions of games and decided that that is something that is good. Just one little space right there. A lot of people like to put the third barracks right up here to make a little area for their Marines to huddle up if there's any Ling or Zealot attacks. It is going to be a 4 gateway, so this is going to be a lot of pressure here. Another pylon out on the map here. I guess that's not the worst thing. It could be bad if there is some Marine counter pressure and they're able to snipe that one barrack or that one pylon there, but doesn't look like that's going to be the case here. White and black is going to throw down his first bunker here at the choke. And let's see this Korean 300 APM micro battle go down here. Going to get a couple of pot shots off here on the Zealots. The Zealots going to go after the SCVs to make sure that the bunker cannot finish. Going to pick off one and then go back out, keeping this other SCV or the Zealot alive with 8 HP, 4 HP, and a couple shields that will regenerate up to 60. And yeah, Forge going down just now here. So this is a very aggressive build here for JH. He's looking to finish this as early as possible. He does not want to go into the later game, which could be a mistake, because if he does apply too much pressure here, he's going to leave himself vulnerable for counterattacks when he does have the positional advantage here. He is not going to have very far, and it's going to be very difficult for white and black to stop drops, especially the really early drops here. And more SCVs just getting picked off here, trying to keep these Zealots alive as much as possible while this cannon does get, or attempt to get built here. But very good micro here from white and black is going to be able to keep everything alive and stop these cannons from getting up, leaving JH vulnerable in these early games. He's so confident now that he is going to throw down a command center as well. No gas or anything has started from JH. JH is really only, I would say, only advantage right now is that white and black may not know where he is. The positioning of his Zealots and where the reinforcements are coming from could give this away. But yeah, very good start here for white and black, making this look easy, taking hardly any damage at all. Microing like a champion. And yeah, making JH's Zealots not look quite as powerful as they sometimes appear to be here. One SCV gonna try to get in the way of these Zealots as much as possible, and more Zealots dropping. These fights are definitely going in the Terran's favor here. Not being able to get any cannons up, not going to be able to contain the Terran. The Terran doesn't know where or what the Protoss is doing, so he does have to be a little bit, I don't know the word I'm looking for. A little bit concerned. Just Cybernetsport going down now. One cannon at the choke here. These Zealots just trying to buy some time from these Marines. Factory is completed here. So tanks should be out fairly soon here. A command or a Nexus does go down for JH. We're gonna get trapped here. Actually, no, going to trap the Marines a little bit here. Very nicely done by JH. Gonna pick off a lot of these Marines. Make sure that no counter can be possible. Very nicely done there. Getting in a position where the Marines have no place to micro, where they're all going to get attacked. And yeah, nicely done there for JH. A little battle there that's going to keep him safe and secure here. We see the first robotics facility going down right now, so it looks like he is going to put an emphasis on the Reavers over the Zealot speed / DTs. But that's also, yeah, definitely with the 2 robotics. I imagine we're going to see the Citadel go down, yeah, right now. And yeah, this is not over by a long shot. 2 starports going down. That is interesting. The Koreans really like to use the Wraith and Valkyrie to counter drops. They do a pretty good job picking off shuttles, as well as being a nice transition if the Protoss does decide to go into carriers. We see another very ballsy attack here by these Zealots, picking off a lot of Marines here, just ignoring those bunkers and picking off these vulnerable Marines, but he is going to lose quite a few Zealots here. One Zealot is going to go back and join the reinforcements here. 4 gates non-stop pumping, and we do see 2 shuttles on the way. So these shuttles may just be used to shuttle over his 8 Zealots here, because 8 Zealots, if they aren't focusing on the bunkers, they can do quite a bit of damage here. Only 2 turrets here up in the top left, but leaving the left side vulnerable. Now going to cover that up with turrets, and pretty impressive timing here too. This is something that Koreans are also really good at, knowing exactly when to get the defense and not getting it too early, really being efficient with their mineral spending and all of that good stuff. So yeah, it is going to be the race transition. We do see a dropship coming out here, also a good idea for the Terran tanks in the early game. Can act almost more powerfully than High Templars. I'm not going to be able to get that drop in now. I'm going to unload those Zealots. He does not have any anti-air, so this is actually going to be able to be pretty annoying as of right now. He also may be able to scout up how little cannons there are right here. Tanks could drop right here. 1 cannon is not enough to stop or to kill those tanks before they can siege and attack. So this first tank drop could be deadly. Wraith pick trying to shoot off these Zealots here, but that will take a long time to even kill a single one. Not the best not the best ground. We do see a scan go down, and this first tank drop is going to go down. We do have 47 probes right now for our Protoss player, and the siege tank is going to go down, getting 10. Getting 10, not the most, not a GG moment, but definitely a pretty good. Oh, he got over 10. He got, what, 15 there? I said 47, I think. So yeah, like 15 probes there. Definitely going to put himself, you can see the supply now definitely in his favor. He can throw some siege tanks up here too, and that'll be really annoying. He's going to be able to damage all these units before they can even get down here. The wall is complete. He does only have 2 siege tanks here. A drop going down for the Protoss player. 1 Reaver does get in. A nice pull for white and black. The Reaver is not shooting though. The Scarabs have not been built. The 1 Scarab is going to just... Oh no, actually did pretty good there. It was going to get a lot of Marines though, but that is not what it wanted to do. So definitely did not do as much damage as that tank drop here. And with that, beginning the first 9 minutes, I would give white and black a big lead right now, despite the positional disadvantages. He is holding on beautifully, putting himself in a great position here. Needs to put some SUVs back on the gas. I imagine we are going to see some tanks sieged up there eventually, but he isn't really focusing that much on the siege tanks, knowing that they aren't going to be as important as stopping the drops. Of course, he isn't going to stop producing them. As I say that, he is actually stopped producing them. A drop going to try to go down in the bottom side. White and black already suspicious, knowing that this is a vulnerable spot for him, that since he doesn't have any turrets down here, he may want to, at least at the very minimum, get a scout off. He is going to see it, going to send up some of these arrays to try to pick off the High Templar. Nice stim there, going to pick off that, but 2 of the drop ships do unload. 8 Zealots are going to be on the floor. This is a fake to try to distract Purple. Getting more than nothing done, that's for sure. But again, you just don't want to be only killing Marines. Marines only $50. Not going to be the priority of his army in the later game as he makes more factories and starports. He does want a full mech army. Marines and medics don't really have a place in the late game. They kind of can in the mid game. But in the late game, you don't really want to have Marines for the most part. Really late game. They are, though, very good, as you can see, at defending drops, at keeping you alive in the early game, but on the offense they don't do as good as High Templars, Reavers, everything just kind of destroys them. One drop gonna go down on all of the units here. These Zealots are going to get dropped down again. He's going to try to pick off some of these turrets here, so his next drop can be a little bit more favorable. One tank sieging up here, but only one turret is going to fall. I imagine he is going to repair it, but maybe some of them will burn down. Again, though, not any kind of significant damage done to White and Black. White and Black, just knowing he just has to defend these first double drops while he can get all of his economy and production facilities up, and then he's going to be difficult to stop. Like I said, the turrets here are going to be really helpful to defend, which I imagine he is going to put tanks up here. I like to put like my first couple siege tanks up here, but maybe he doesn't want to trigger a mass carrier already. Or I'm not sure exactly what his thinking or his logic behind that not putting siege tanks up. He could just be unfamiliar with the fastest map. Just little advantages, little tricks to do, and just not prioritizing that as much as someone who's a little bit more familiar with this map would. But there also could be some meta reason why he's not doing that. Another drop coming down here. We do see 7 Zealots, 1 High Templar in here. Purple already going to stem up here, try to pick off both of those shuttles. Of course, they're not doing a very good job taking any damage, as those Marines just ignored it and picked off all of the helpful things. You can see the supplies right here. That tells the tale, as JH has come back in probes, but that's all he's been doing, just trying to get himself back into the economy. You really can't afford losing any probes early game if you haven't done any damage to the Terran player. We do see a covert ops done, so he can transition into ghosts, lockdown, and or nuclears. It looks like he is going to actually go for some nukes here with a bear command center here. A scan gonna go down here. If he does see how little JH has right now, he definitely knows that now is the time to push, and that is what he is going to do. Ooh, a couple tanks here. Maybe he is going to siege up here. Maybe going to take some Tony G advice here. But yeah, pretty solid stuff here for White and Black. His economy up and going. You can see that he's hardly taken any damage, and now he is confident enough to push. JH is in panic mode now. He does not really have an answer to this. His supply is way below his production facilities. He probably has less gateways than factories. It's just not looking good for JH. JH went very offensive, and you can see that how risky it is versus someone of equal skill level, picking off those dropships like a boss, making that look super duper easy. And yeah, not even, he only really had to pull the SCV once on that dead Reaver. And the rest of the time he's been able to defend without even having to pull. 2 DTs, you know you're in desperate time when you're building DTs. 160 to 190 supply. He is doing what he can, massing up gateways, but you can see that his economy can't even afford it. There's a million zealots should be queued up in all of these gateways here. But this is going to be a tough to push. Tanks are pretty good at killing ground units, especially when you have more tanks than army. Reaver is trying to do something, but just getting blown away. We do see the +1 attack on the tanks here, and just some scary, solid play here. Now Purple sending all of his Marines that were there for drops. He smells blood. He's going to go in for it. Even if he was to lose all of his SCVs now, it would not be the worst thing in the world, as he would just remax, as he does have the economy, while slowly rebuilding SCVs. He would be fine. So I just don't see JH holding on here. No High Templars, just using the mass zealot dropship strategy. Oh, there we go. We do see one storm go down there. Gonna try to take out as much as he can. If White and Black really feels the need. He will pull some SCV to just start building bunkers up here. That is what you can do if you aren't in as big of an advantage as this. Sometimes Terran can have a lot of expansions and stuff, and just these high temperatures. You can see the high temperatures absolutely destroy these Marines. 2 storms take out a tank as well. So bunkers just can be so helpful in these situations. A couple bunkers can really change how a fight goes, especially if you fill them up with firebats versus zealots. A bunker with firebats can take out a lot of zealots, especially if you do some pro-Korean stuff like pull them out, stim, and then put them back in. JH, low on money, low on supply, and he has about 1 million tanks inside of his base. Not going to give up the dream though. I do like it. JH is a very strong player, and yeah, he's just gonna get pwned this game though. White and Black making it look easy. I imagine, I don't know how many more waves of zealots he's going to throw in here before he does realize that it's just going to be invaded. There we go. Not even going to see a GG. So White and Black is absolutely destroying dreams. We can see Oze leaving early. JH not GG. And what is this guy up to? Who is this guy? I'm not exactly sure it's AK. I'm sure someone out there does. RJB, I'm sure you do. Post it down in the comments below. But yeah, we see that. Oh my god, that's annoying. We see that score screen, and White and Black taking care of JH, the last year's champion, the reigning champion. And we'll jump into one more game here. One more game, White and Black. Check it out. See you in game number 3. Alright, game number 3. We have a Sadistic Smurf. Solid player. Versus White and Black. He will be Zerg this time versus Protoss. We do have the middle spot here. And let's just see what he does. Last ZVP we saw him, we just saw him hold the mid build and then get an insta GG. I don't think a Sadistic Smurf is going to give up quite as easily. He is going to go for the mid build though. Not going to scout him first. The Overlord is going to the side instead of the front, so he isn't going to know exactly when this mid build is going to come. First, Mr. Oh god, that's not what it was. First, hatchery gonna go down in the correct timing, standard positioning. We're probably going to see the triple gateway. I imagine it's going to be a similar build to Mr. Oze, because that is the standard mid-build timing. Going to have the spawning pool over here, going to get thrown down before the Overlord or anything else. First Overlord going to continue scouting on out. Probe yet to locate the Zerg player. We'll see if the Zerg is going to pool up his larvae for any Zerglings or not. First Zealot is in production. That Zealot, I think, is faster than Oze's Zealot, as he delayed his pylon so much by putting it way over there when he was in a wild spot. So it wasn't the most efficient, and maybe that is why he left. You know that he did F up the mid build. And so bam, he is going to scout him right as the hatchery finishes. 4 Zerglings being produced right now, or 6 Zerglings being produced. Going to send up. Oh yeah, so this is not going to be good. Again, this is a tough spot here. One Sunken going to go down right as 2 Zealots and a Probe are punching away at it. He's going to cancel, keep that alive. Throw down another one. But that is a lot of stuff. We're going to have to see that Korean Zergling micro. He does get that second Sunken colony thrown down here. We do have this 6 Zerglings out here fighting. More Zerglings being produced here. The Zealots trying to do their best to fight and take this out. Non-stop Zealot production going to be happening right here. Not going to get supply soak either. Doing a pretty good job keeping these Zealots alive, but these Sunkens now are going to complete. First one, though, gets one shot off before it dies. The second one is going to get cancelled again. Oh my goodness, and it's Smurf playing like a boss right now. 4 Zealots going to be fighting these Zerglings. Oh, this is intensely close here. The Zealots picking off, or the Zerglings picking off these Zealots before they can take out that second Sunken, and he is going to hold on again, miraculously. Like that, it's just impressive because I've died in this situation like 1,000 times before and felt like there's just nothing to do, and white and black just making these million small decisions that just make it look so incredibly easy. Gonna keep both of these alive, and he is not like in the best position, but he's alive, and this is one of the hardest rushes to hold other than like the first scout aggressive barracks bunker rush. If you're able to take out this choke, you've basically won the game. Zerg has invested so much in defending, and they just really need those hatcheries, especially your first hatchery, versus the Protoss who just producing zealots or probes non-stop. Another attack gonna come in here, and not enough zealots to do enough damage here. Zerglings fighting in front of the Sunkens as a second wall. And Mr. White Black is going to live another day. We do see the gas has started for Sadistic Smurf, and going to throw down the Subnautic Port with a second gas. Does have his Nexus up here, so he is slowly accepting that this pressure is going to not kill Mr. White and Black. He's not going to give up though. He is not going to be a little whiny baby like Jose. Going to pick off that probe there. Just these little things like that can just delay that aggressive factory. It just does a lot more than just killing a probe. Going to use those zealots or the Zerglings to scout, and Sadistic Smurf sees that as an opportunity to attack, but Zealots are just really dumb. They are going to be able to break the wall. They're using a drone and a Zergling to slow those Zealots down as much as possible, so they're taking maximum sunken damage here. They do slip by. Nothing back here at home. White and Black has just been producing non-stop drones here. He has 3 Zerglings at home producing only drones here. Going to use his drones to take out these Zealots. Oh my goodness. Korean players are good at this game. More Zealot pressures going to be shut down here, and White and Black has almost taken a supply lead here at the 555 mark. He has begun gas production. Reaver Maker is almost done, aka robotics facility, so Reavers will be coming soon. It looks like it's going to be a mass Hydralisk build from White and Black, but it looks like I'm reading that right. Usually you want less hatcheries and more gas emphasis if you were going to go for a mutant build, but looks like he's just going to go for mass Hydralisk. Hydras versus Reavers, sometimes that battle can go really, really bad for your Hydralisk, but if you're able to get the right numbers, the right surround, and you're able to keep them from getting into too big of numbers, you can absolutely snowball and destroy your opponent. Those Zerglings were able to scout the position of the Protoss player. Overlord's going to take a double check, see exactly what the plan is for Mr. White and Black. Just going for a very, very aggressive mid build. Hydra's now starting to be produced for White and Black here. So that's a very early start to massing Hydras. Let's see how she goes. This is Korean players make small number of units and make them work a lot better than sometimes we can make a mass number of units. So it looks like from now on he is just going to be producing Hydralisk. It looks like he has it. Oh, as I say that, he does produce some more drones. So he's gonna produce just enough Hydralisk to stop any early Reaver drops or any drops. That's what he's doing while he gets his economy up to a spot where he can mass a little bit more here. We can see he does have 35 drones to 43 probes, 53 supply to 83 supply. But as the game goes on, I feel like it is going to be White and Black's favor, as he just seems to be really confident in himself in those later games. And he's a Korean. But Static Smurf has a 248 PM. He is no slouch either. This player is a very solid player. You can see that Reavers are starting to shoot away at that choke. Not even going to bother on drops, knowing that the Koreans are, pretty good at picking that off. We do see the Goon Range, Zealot Speed, and Reaver damage all being produced here. So it looks like he's just going to go for a break and a mass attack right away. This is quite the aggressive build here as well. Going to, just be massing up gateway units here to back up his Reavers. Not going to transition into High Templars super quickly. You kind of have to skip out on High Templars if you're going to get all these upgrades and mass up Dragoons, Reavers as well. You just don't quite have the gas to get the High Templars as well, but 1 or 2 High Templars can be amazing. Look at that Overlord getting right in here, passing those cannons here like a Korean Overlord boss, getting maximum scout out on his opponent. You can see the Zerg player now kind of using the Terran strategy here, where he's spreading his Sunkens out so they can't die to splash damage, while also delaying this attack as much as possible. They're like a big buffer right now. The good, he actually does have a Spire out, so we have seen the Koreans go for a Hydra. Right as they say that, we do see that first attack go up there. Able to pick off, maybe 2 Reavers there, but a lot of them are going to get slaughtered here. But it is key to keep them in small numbers, because the bigger numbers they get in, the harder it is to do this, as each Scarab is just going to blow up more and more of an army. Very nice spread there, and very nicely done going to pick off those Reavers. He sacrificed basically all of his Hydralisks to do that, but at the cost of keeping those Reaver numbers low. Sunken colonies do a lot better versus Zealot Dragoons than they do versus Reavers, since they cannot reach La Reavers. We do see a big pylon mass going to go down here, as Sadistic Smurf is slowly getting supply stuck. Going to soon have the economy to just start massing, but so is the Zerg player. Not focusing on drops can give you a lot of aggressive army, but if the Zerg player scouts you properly and reads the situation and defends properly, it's still going to be difficult, because he's going to know exactly what to do. Another Reaver going to get picked off. The Dragoons here going to be just completely ignored. Just the main focus is keeping those Reaver numbers low. We do see Mutas coming out here out of nowhere. Not only 4 cannons here, so we could see some possible counter pressure. I don't see a Queen's Nest down yet, so it doesn't look like he's going to go for Guardians. He is just going to use these Mutas to pick off Reavers. Very nicely done. Another Reaver down here, and you can just see once they pick off the Reavers, they back out. Let the static defense kill these units here. We do see perhaps a miss rally there with some of those units. More Hydralisks being produced here. And he's actually going to push forward here. 186 supply, 149 supply. Yeah, realizes that maybe this isn't a good idea. I can't quite kill a mass Protoss with 12 Hydras, no matter how well I micro them here. We do see White and Black's economy is just exploding right now. Not even being able to afford, or not even having enough hatcheries to spend all of his money. I don't know why I'm getting so tongue-tied this morning, but I am. So interesting positioning here for our players here. We do see a maxed out Protoss versus a not maxed out 120 supply Zerg player. He isn't in the obviously exact position that he would like to be in, but considering how this game has started and the circumstances of this game, he is doing an awesome job staying in it, doing all of the little right things to stay alive. I would really like to, there it is right now, at the 12-minute mark. Temple of Archive going down way too late in my opinion, but they will be in time for at least Guardians, that's for sure, if that is even going to be necessary. Do see a big attack coming in here now. going to be a mass protest army. Only 2 Reavers in here, though. You can see how good it is to be picking off those Reavers. If there was, like, imagine you didn't pick off any of those, and there's 20 Reavers right here with all these Dragoons, these Hydralisks would be eaten alive. Still 2 Reavers. You can just see the massive amount of damage they do. Not having these 2 Reavers behind, another fight is going to go in the Zerg's favor, and again, he's going to try to press his luck, see just how much he can get done here. Doesn't quite have the production facilities at home that he would like to be a huge massing Zerg, but he's pushing closer. Each of these attacks is getting him closer to victory. Another huge mass going to go. You can see now that Sadistic lost that army. He is actually behind in supply for the first time in the game. Sadistic Smurf, all of his production facility is out in the open, so he's not going to be able to funnel the Zerg at any point. He's just going to have to rely on fighting as they pop out. They could be rallied too, which could be even worse if they're just going to run in. He's going to have to miss. Oh my goodness, not looking good. White and black making this matchup look easy. Just massing Hydras and like 10 mutas. Didn't even make 10 mutas. Just went mass Hydra, Sunken Colony. Didn't even really max out Hydra either. That's the one thing that those Koreans are really good at doing. Knowing when their army is good enough to kill. And kill he is going to do. You can see Sadistic Smurf not giving up at all. Going to start massing up at home, but don't know how well that is going to do. Do see the Queen's Nest, so he is going to transition into Guardians if necessary, into those Defilers, into those Ultralisks, into those 3rd tier units. But yeah, we can see White and Black has got himself in a super duper position. He isn't just going to aim move these Hydras in, he's going to control them all, and I feel like he is going to be able to pick apart this base and seal the deal. There's just not a high chance that Blue's going to be able to make enough army. Lurkers coming in just to add insult to injury. And yeah, this is absolutely GG here. I do condone Smurf for not giving up the dream, but yeah, it's just not gonna work. He's gonna get these Hydras up here to clear out all the back, and he's gonna send some Lurkers in behind, and that should be a GG. We don't know if we'll see a GG. He's gonna go right for the main, ignoring all the cannons, ignoring everything. Just gonna click right on that main. No monkey business here. Taking out most of those probes, at least half of them. Nexus down. All of his gateways, all of his Nexus, most of his probes. And yeah, this is getting a little anticlimactic. We will times 2 it for the last little bit. Because he is going to try to mass Reaver, Corsair, High Templar, but yeah, it's not going to work. I imagine White and Black is just going to mass up one more time here, and oh, you can actually get some Guardians here too. And here he goes. We'll see how Blue holds on. Army slowly funneling in, but slowly and surely they will start pooling up, getting more and more power, more and more damage. And GG should be called any second. Here, High Templars, Reavers, Cannons doing what they can, but if they're not having a choke established, it is hard. He actually did get a counter Reaver drop off too. But he kept most of his workers alive. And just enabling. My bad. GG called. GG. Well done, White and Black, showing some impressive games there. Nothing too crazy, but some absolutely solid play. You can tell that he's got some fastest map knowledge, and he ain't playing around. He wants that cash money. He wants the SCW money, and will anybody be able to stop him? I'm not sure. Season's almost over. Time is running out. But we'll see. We'll find out. Keep you guys updated. Hope you guys enjoyed these games. Don't forget to hit that like and the subscribe. And until next time, it's your boy GG's. And later.